Okay.
Yeah.
So, just by way of conclusion, I wanted to leave you with some thoughts that our committee, our commissioners have been dealing with. In the first assembly, which was 2 weeks ago, we had an opening because of a roundtable didn't materialize, where we kind of spontaneously brought in 5 people to talk about issues of racism and colonialism in music and music education. And that was a very powerful statement, I think, that community music has space in it to deal with matters of social concerns, whether it's poverty, equal justice, and in these days, pandemics and racism. And then last week, there was another smaller roundtable dealing with it. And then of course, this roundtable was planned long in advance. And I just revisited the call for papers that went out a good 8 months ago. So long before the pandemic and long before the new awareness of colonialism and white supremacy and white privilege. And we said this. We said that community music has demonstrated strong leadership in the music education field with its long-standing commitment to the principles of inclusivity, equity, hospitality, and their application in practice. Our members are critically conscious music facilitators and researchers, frequently working in complex social settings and always at the forefront of discussions around inclusive musical practices and equitable access. We prioritize culturally and psychologically safe music making sites that allow marginalized communities to authentically respond to their artistic, social, political, and cultural concerns. So here's the invitation. We invite community musicians and their allies to reflect, share, and celebrate examples of music making practices that continue the vision of this commission. And we specifically said themes may include musicking as disruption, provocation, asylum refuge, connection, healing, and wellness, personal and or social identity, social justice, innovation, creativity. And here we are having these conversations now in a completely different climate, a completely different social, geographical, political, and for many of us, psychological shift in how we know the world and how we make sense of the world. So I just wanted to underscore that your participation in these assemblies are demonstrations of concern and care for enhancing the world in your community, specifically through music and the incredible magic and mystery that music making can do. We wrap ourselves in songs so that we can really protect ourselves against so many things. So I just wanted to leave you with that circle back to our plans, which happened almost probably a year ago, when we had envisioned ourselves to be in Helsinki and dealing with these topics. Here we are in a very different situation. And maybe this has been one of the great blessings for community music, is to have been able to adapt to something that's been completely out of our control, that we had to do something. We had over 90 submissions for presentations. We couldn't just say, no, we're not doing that. So here we are, and I thank you. So next week, it'll be a Tuesday at, I can only talk about my time zone. It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern time, and 7 p.m. UK time, and middle of the night for the rest of the world. So that concludes. Does anyone have something to say before we're going to hang around in chat rooms? Yogi, you've got 2 or 3 rooms set up, I think.